Hello, everybody.
What's up? Oh, here. What's
Woohoo!
up? Good evening.
I'm like there.
I know.
Okay, so my name is Grace.
I'm Jay.
Thank you so much for being with us. So today we're going to be talking something special. This is a Valentine's Day
Mm,
special from Surge Marketplace. If
yeah,
you don't know us, we are the owners of Surge
Surge.
Marketplace. It is an FBA business consultancy company
Mm,
providing online services, online courses, and online solutions. And
mm,
this is all related. These are all related to freelancing. So we have here Coach Jay. Would you
yeah,
like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jay. Well, I'm Jay. I am Grace's husband for 10 years now. And I am actually also teaching the Reva course. Um, yeah, yeah. What
Yep.
else? What else do I have to say
Yeah.
as far as introducing myself?
Yep. So he is the coach for real estate virtual assistant
Yeah.
course and also the co-founder of
Hmm.
Surge or
Yeah.
FBA Business Consultancy. So today we're
Yeah.
going to be talking about freelancing as a couple, whether you're going to love it or hate it. And where we're going to say hate, not really hate, like how you can overcome the following challenges. And
Yeah.
when it comes to freelancing, how long have we been freelancing?
I'm personally, I've personally been freelancing for like, gosh, I don't know, like maybe 9, 10 years, because I started first,
Yeah,
and
few
then you
years,
followed a
few
year
months ahead.
after. Yeah, so I would say around 9 or 10 years.
Yep. And then, so we have been together for probably
15 years.
as
Sure.
friends. And then
Yeah,
in
and then
freelancing, he has been my workmate.
yeah,
And when we
the
say
boss.
workmate, we have been together in the same room, in sometimes with the same clients. So
Hmm.
the things that we're going to be sharing with you are
How not
from
to get bored with your spouse? Just kidding.
are from our experiences when it comes to freelancing as a couple. So let's go ahead and discuss first what are the things that we love
No.
in freelancing as a couple. So we're going to start with the love it, okay? And
Mm.
then later on, we're also going to share the hate it part,
Mm.
okay? And towards the end, we are also going to share with you as a couple how you can be a power duo
Yeah.
and really achieve what we were able to achieve, and it's 250,000 a month as freelancing couples. So let's go ahead and get started with this one right here. Love it. So
Mm.
when it comes to being freelancers, one benefit is
Intimacy, intimate marriage. So what do we mean by that? We mean you're together 24/7. And for the most part, you get to talk to each other a lot. You talk about whatever, talk about the job, talk about the business, talk about your kids, talk about your family, the house, your loans, your bills, all of that stuff. It just deepens your relationship together. And this is something that not a lot of
couples.
couples get to enjoy, especially when one of them has
Stays
to
at
go to the
home.
office, or and then
Mhm.
one stays at home, or both of them has to go to the office, different areas. They don't get to talk. They probably send text messages to each other. How are you doing? Did you eat? Were you late? What time are you going home? Can you pick up
Can
the
I pick
kids?
up? Can I pick you up?
Yeah, can you pick up?
But
Yeah,
it's
but
not that close, or it's
mm,
not that intimate of just being there stuck together in a
yeah,
room or in a house, and that's years
mm,
of just being together as freelancers. So
yeah.
you can really build intimacy when you are freelancers.
True. Although having jobs locally, working in an office doesn't mean it limits your marriage and your intimacy.
Mhm.
However, what we're saying is that working online together at home really has this huge benefit when it comes to marriage and intimacy. It's an amazing way to just be really
Spend your
there.
life
Yeah.
at work
Yeah.
with your
Yeah,
spouse.
true. You don't miss out on anything significant. And then you get to a point where it's like, oh, it's Valentine's. We're not even celebrating because we're together every day. Come on, But it's a beautiful thing.
That's nice. Another one is you can save a lot. Like you
Mm.
share the same expenses,
Yeah.
so you don't go out. So imagine if you're freelancing, like
If
us.
you don't do Food Panda every day,
Yeah,
yes,
that's also
you can
we're gonna discuss
save.
that later on.
Yeah,
So yeah, one thing is you can save a lot. You're
you can.
sharing the same expenses, so you're not sharing Wi-Fi at home and another
Mm.
Wi-Fi in the office. um,
Yeah,
Commuting or gas, or both of you are commuting, or both of you have cars, so you can save a lot because it's a shared expenses.
yeah,
It's something that you can really manage, and if you do manage it, you can really save a lot
yeah.
because you're eating in the same location, you are paying the same
Yeah.
bills. Basically both of you are probably dividing, or you're contributing, so you can save, you can save a lot of money, especially if you are earning in dollars. That's a lot of money that you
Mm.
can save,
If you're wise with it, yes, you'd really be able to save a lot of money for your, children's education, maybe a home, maybe, anything that you want in the future. You can definitely save a lot.
So these are the things that you love when you are freelancing as
Yeah.
couples. Another one is intentional parenting. So probably if you don't have kids yet, these are something that you can consider. But if
Yeah.
you are a parent like us, this is one of the benefits that we love in freelancing as a couple, because we can really be there,
Mm.
not just during milestones with your kids, but at the same time parenting them in a good
Yeah.
way, in a righteous way.
Yeah.
So what are the things that you really cherish as a parent?
Before we started freelancing, before we had kids, I was so scared to have children and think that I'm probably not, I'm probably gonna miss out on a lot of things, with them growing up because I'm gonna be working. I know that. At that time, I was working for this outsourcing company, and I was working 15, 16 hours a day. I'd go to work at 9, I'd come home at 12 noon. And so in my mind, I was like, if I keep this job, I'm definitely gonna miss out on my sons, right? So the thing that I really appreciate about working online or as a freelancer at home is that I never missed one milestone uh, with my son's growth. I was there for their first step. I was there for their first meal. I was there for their first word. I was there for all the first.
Mhm.
And that's something that you can't take back. I mean, you can't
True.
rewind time and say,
Mhm.
okay, let's do this again. I want to see it. No, it's not gonna happen. Once it's past, it's past. And you don't want to miss out on that. So if you don't have kids yet, try to get on, freelancing and make sure that you're there for all of the first, of your kids, first
Milestones.
milestone of your kids, because you can't take it back.
And it's not gonna be picture perfect.
Yeah.
They're gonna mess up. They're going to start fighting. They're
Mm.
going to start having attitudes. But the
Yeah.
good thing about freelancing, especially if both of you are freelancing, is you can be there to correct it.
Yeah.
You can be there to really discipline, to really ensure that they're growing up properly, they're respectful, they're cherishing the values or the culture
Yeah.
that you want them to achieve. You can
Yeah.
be intentional in your parenting, and you can be guided, with the whole parenting thing, because
Yeah.
number one, you're not missing a milestone, and number two, you're there to guide them and correct them. And if they're sick, that's probably one of the most difficult thing in
Mm.
parenting. You're there the whole time. You can be there during, not just when they're happy, but in their trying times,
Mm.
when they're scared, when they're worried, when they are wanting belongingness and
Yeah.
affection. You're there. So that's one of the things that we
Yeah.
love. Okay, love it in freelancing as a couple, and we get to share that. There were, when the kids were growing up, there were a lot of incidents that they were sick, and it was good to just be going through that part of life together. Like, I'm
Mm.
gonna wake up, he's going to sleep, I'm going to take care of the kids, I'm going to sleep, it's his turn to take care of the kids.
And I'm
So
still asleep.
so do the like tag team
Yeah.
part in freelancing and in parenting, so it makes it a little easier.
Mm.
I share this with a lot of my friends. When we were freelancing and the twins were born, I was working during the
Day.
day and he was working during the night. So I would sleep the whole night. So there were a lot of our friends were asking, why are you having depression? Why are you not having depression or this after?
Yeah. Postpartum.
yeah, postpartum depression, or those things. I did not, because I was really rested. I was sleeping the whole
Yeah,
night.
I was the one that was going crazy.
Yeah, and when I wake up, he would also sleep. So that
Yeah.
was for a good probably 6 months, 9 months,
About a
until
year.
about a year. And it really helped us go through with the whole family building thing
Yeah.
as freelancers. So we were able to be there with the kids.
Mm.
That's one of the things that we really love in freelancing. We can be there as parents because we can just tag team, and
Mm.
we're not compromising income, we're not compromising time together, we're not
Yeah.
compromising milestones with our kids. And when we're saying income, okay, it's a big income. So
Mm.
those are some of the best experiences in life as freelancers together.
Mhm.
All right, so another one that we love is you
You
can
grow together.
grow together.
What is this?
It's not just grow together, growing old together, okay? Like, probably if you're going to see your pictures later on, we're going to show you some pictures. We
Mm.
were younger
Yeah.
then, and right now he's a little bit older, but I stay young. um, but when we're talking about growing together, it's growing together as a couple.
Mm.
Like, you would learn work dynamics,
Mm.
because it's not just like going through life and not minding the stress.
Mm.
Okay, you're going to be stressed together, and just working ways in order for you to work together and not
Yeah.
be like burning the whole house. Okay, and
You're gonna learn how to communicate to each other without hurting
properly.
each other.
Mhm.
Even when you're stressed, even when
Mhm.
you're
You
tired,
will learn.
you're gonna learn how to
Mhm.
communicate. And in communication, you avoid a lot of unnecessary hurts. And
Words.
yeah. So that's growing together.
You would learn that in the process, because you're there.
Mm.
You're living with your best friend. You're working with your best friend.
I'm your best friend.
Yeah, you are.
Oh man.
And yeah, also you're there to help each other. This
Mm.
is really significant, because when you're discouraged,
Yeah.
okay, like for example, I'm in school, he's in school, and we're also managing a business, we're also managing a team, building things together. And when we're stressed, or when there are things that are not just going well, we can be there. We're
Mm.
growing. Like, somebody would see your whole tough times, and
Mm.
somebody would pick you up and build you up. So that's a beautiful thing when you're living
Yeah.
life, that's you have somebody there with you. And probably that's very feasible when you are both freelancers, because you don't have to wait for your spouse to
Mm.
go home and then
Yeah.
cry.
True.
Okay, you don't have to like, probably pacify the moment because your spouse is not there yet. You can just be open and cry, or be angry, or communicate what's causing you trouble.
Yeah.
And right then and there, you will have the a person that will
Confident.
just fight for you. Yeah,
Mm.
and listen. And that's just beautiful when you're growing in life. Maybe even self-improvement. When you're learning one thing, there's this other person that you can share with, like,
Yeah.
I learned this one, so the other person also gets to learn that. And, oh, this is something that I noticed, this is
Mm.
something that, so it's a beautiful thing of just
Yeah.
growing together, and that would lead towards
Yeah. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. Mm. Score. All right, so that would lead us to build life together. What does that mean? That means you are both on the same page. What do you want to do? Where do you want to see your family in 5, 10 years from now? You guys are on the same page, and it's not like I'm working on my dream, you work on your dream, and then maybe we'll meet each other down the road. It's not like that. You basically kind of talk it out and say, okay, I
how
want
can we
us.
have that fit?
Right. How do we do this so we can work together, and maybe say in 5 years would be at this level of life, or would live this kind of life. So you're mindful of the game plan and the things that you're both supposed to do, the weight that you carry individually
Mhm.
and as a team,
Mhm.
and how to get to your destination.
So it's beautiful,
Mm.
especially when there are milestones that you have as a couple, buying your first car,
Mm.
buying your first property, moving to a new
Yeah.
house, buying, things, it's beautiful. As you achieve milestones, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so again, we are talking how we can manage freelancing as a couple. Okay, we're
This is for the
sharing.
love it part.
Yeah, this is for the love it part. And so far, we have been sharing what are the things that we love when we're talking about freelancing as a couple. And probably for a lot of you guys, these are the first time that you're hearing these types of perspectives, because oftentimes, you may have heard different dreams, different personalities, and this is probably the first time that you're hearing just being feated together,
Yeah.
fighting together, and yeah, and it's or showing you a perspective or a view of what it's like when you're freelancing with your
Mm.
spouse. And so far we discussed having intimate marriage, big earnings, also you can save a lot, so you can earn a lot because it's both of you earning. And
Mm.
later on we're going to share how you can achieve what we were able to achieve, like
Yeah.
250,000 pesos a month. Okay, and then you can also be more intentional with your parenting. You can grow together, you can build life together. Now let's go ahead and talk what are the challenges. Okay,
What
so
are the things that you're probably gonna hate, but
mhm.
end up facing them anyway?
Yeah. And how are you going to manage it?
Yeah.
Number one is managing stress. So why is it stressful sometimes?
So you have to understand that you're both working at home, right? And at work, there's going to be stress. And when you're already stressed with your work, and then your spouse is
You're just like
also
really like, and he's like,
your spouse is also stressing you out with like for me, with the
mhm.
words. She can talk my ears off, right? She's got 30,000 words that she wants to talk about. I mean, to say to me,
100,000 probably.
for the whole day. And my mind is trying to figure this thing out at work. And she's like, hey, do you know? And it's very stressful, so it gets to a point where it's kind of difficult to manage that stress, and you have to find a way not to explode, you
Mhm.
know,
Manage it
manage
so you
it.
can grow together, as a couple. Maybe even like if you have bills,
Mm,
okay, or due dates, or there are things that are not just going well, probably with the client,
mm,
probably with your expenses, probably with the kids. And that's happening in the midst of your freelancing, that's happening in the midst of you working. So you have to learn how to manage it. You are going to grow into how you can achieve things at work while being in the family and managing also the demands at home and the demands of your kids, the demands, of your spouse. So
mm.
you will learn how to do that. You're probably
Yeah,
going to hate it, when you're starting to adjust, but when you're overcoming it, you will probably also experience the love
yeah,
it part in freelancing.
yeah,
Okay, another one is balancing work life.
yeah. So what is this? This is basically, if you're working from home, there's always this trap, right? I'm just home and I'm just gonna chill. You have to realize that it's still work. Just because you're home and you're a freelancer doesn't mean you don't have to perform. You still do have to perform, because if you don't, you lose your job. Um, but on the other side, balancing work life, you can also forget that even though you're just home in
Yeah, you're
freelancing,
working.
but you're still working 16, 20 hours a day, you're still absent to your family, right? You gotta see where the line is and say, okay, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna focus, but I'm still gonna be with my family. The main reason of you being a freelancer working from home is because you want to be with your family. Don't fall into the trap of working from home and being locked in your room, not seeing the rest of your family because you've been working 16, 20 hours a day. Okay, you don't forget that. You're home, be home, and still make money.
Yeah, so probably setting a work office
Mm,
or a workspace or a workstation will really help you, because when you're sitting on that office or on
yeah.
that table, that's like work mode. And when you're off, then you can go ahead and be with your family, do that balance there. So
Mhm.
that's very tempting. So you have to balance it, because it may be that you're too relaxed because you're at home. You're
Yeah.
like watching Netflix all the time or eating pizza all the time, because this time you're earning money. Both of you are earning. If you're earning 40,000 each, that's 80,000, okay, for both of you as a family. So it's tempting to just chill and relax,
Yeah.
but the work is compromised. And at the same time, it's like what Coach Shay mentioned, that sometimes you can also be focusing on work, okay?
Work, 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 work.
And then forget that your spouse is there,
Yeah.
okay? Or forget that your kids are there, and
Yeah.
they're not eating on time, or they're not fed on time, or there's like laundry. And
Yeah.
yeah, so you have to be able to learn how to balance that,
Mhm.
okay? So maybe getting time management will play a role, getting helper will play a role, and really defining roles at home, like who will
Mhm.
do this one, what are the schedules, the routines. It will
Mhm.
really help you. Another one is managing emotions. Okay, I think this is related with the stress earlier.
Yeah, you can tie it up with your stress, managing stress, because again, you run into things at work that will just stress you out. You don't want to take that out on your spouse. You want to be mindful, right, and understand that hey, we're building a life together, and if I'm stressed with my work, it's not
You.
against you, right? But
Mhm.
as a spouse too, if you see your partner being stressed out, come on, understand the situation, and don't be too pushy. Maybe rub his back and rub my back,
Massage.
So, you just manage it. It's basically just managing it, really.
Yeah, because sometimes it can be very overwhelming, okay? And one gets affected. If the
Mm.
work is overwhelming, there's this client that's just micromanaging, this and that, and it's overwhelming. It might be that you're going to take that towards the kids.
Yeah.
You're shouting all the time, like, wait, and it's just overwhelming,
Yeah.
okay? Or it's the other side around, other side of the coin. You guys have a fight. And because you had a
You
fight,
can't
like
perform.
you can perform at work. You're not showing up, you're late, okay? You don't
Yeah.
want to show up because you're crying, this and that. So you have to learn how to balance work and life, okay? There should be some boundaries there. Like, okay, this is work, and over time it may be something that you hate temporarily, but if you're able to overcome those situations,
You'll enjoy the benefit
you
of
will
it.
enjoy the benefit of it. Okay, so last one when it comes to hate is managing distraction. This is very easy. Okay, examples of distractions when you're a
um,
freelancer.
Netflix,
Okay.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that other stuff that is not helping you to be productive with your work, those are distractions. But, coach, I'm just trying to keep myself awake. Well, there's other ways to keep yourself awake. Maybe sleep on time, sleep enough time, coffee. Netflix is not the answer, Facebook is not the answer. When you're working, make sure that you're focused. That way, when you're focused, you get things done quick. When you get things done quick, then you can have more time to rest, more time with your family. So it's again managing. It's just managing this.
Because it can be very easy, like one has free time, like let's go watch a movie. So
Yeah.
you're like compromising also your work. Okay, let's go and watch a movie because both of you are there.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to learn how to manage those in order for you. So deep work will help,
Mm.
having a routine, having a schedule, communicating. Like for
Yeah.
us, we communicate a lot, like what time are you done.
Mm.
Okay, so when we say 5 o'clock, both of us will really try to finish everything by 5 o'clock. So after that one, we would be able to spend quality time with our kids,
Yeah.
and yeah, this and that. All right. So I hope that that was helpful. We were able to share with you guys what are the things that we love and we hate.
Yeah.
Okay. And the hate part, we also mentioned how you can overcome
And the
it.
hate part.
And the hate part. Okay. So now, before we're going to end, we are going to show you a bonus part. Okay. And this is how we're managing, or how we're able to achieve and earn 250,000 pesos as a couple. Okay. I'm not the one earning it alone. He's not the one earning it alone, but we combined, okay, all of our combined clients and earnings, what we're able to achieve. It started as 100,000 plus, okay, on our third month. And then it grew. And then there were months that we were just surprised because when we totaled, we're tracking all the time. When we totaled, it reached to 250,000, okay? And we had to, I mean, after that, when the twins were born, we had to manage it, okay? So here are some pictures right here, showing you a little bit of who we are, okay? So we're still young and skinny here, okay? All right, so this is a part of the company that we started 12 years ago, okay? I think this was 2010, okay? And then from here, this is where we learned about social media. We were exposed to work ethics, how we are performing properly, okay, and our learning when it comes to the online world. So we're here for 2 years. So that's me right there, okay. That's Jay. These are the owners, okay. Some of the early team, right? That's me. Some of the initial virtual assistants that we trained from ground up. That's me, that's Jay. Okay, so these are some of the pictures. This was 12 years ago. And after this one, we got pregnant to twins. So what happened? He decided to quit. And after a few months, I was surprised because I was the office manager and I was only earning 24,000 pesos. And he was earning 42,000 pesos. So I'm like, I'm going to go online as well. Okay. And he was just like working in Craigslist, social media
At home.
at home. Okay. So these were the earliest things that we were able to buy. Okay. And for those of you who did not know, and we've been sharing this in all of our virtual events and also in our trainings, or even in our courses, when we shifted from here to home, we did not have any computer or internet access at home. So we started from an internet cafe.
Yes.
Okay. So there was this internet cafe by Damosa. Okay. I think there's a studio there,
Yeah.
the music studio.
Yeah.
Uh,
The music school.
yeah, music school. And then that's after BPI when you're in Davao City in the Damosa area. And on top of that music school or that first part, there's like a Korean managed internet cafe there. So that's where we were. We would go to the office in the morning and then at night until probably around midnight, we will work
Yeah.
in an internet cafe. And I was pregnant to twins at this time. And then we would sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours, go back again. And in the middle of our second month, we were paid. And the first payments, we bought it with a computer and
Internet connection.
and then after that, these were the initial things that we bought. Okay, this was can you still
iPhone
remember
5.
iPhone 5? Yes, we paid this in cash, 75,000 pesos. Okay, because when we started dating, I think when we were still friends, we always
Wow.
had the same
Same
phones,
phones.
same phones, like from Sony Ericsson to
Motorola, Razer.
Motorola, Razer to like we always had the same phone. So this was our updated version. And then afterwards, this was the second one that we bought. Okay,
MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro, and few months after, because we started freelancing when I was 3 to 4 months pregnant, and just right before I was giving birth. So on my ninth month. So this was just like in 6 months. We were able to buy him a guitar, and then for me this camera because we wanted the twins to be documented the whole thing. So these were the initial things, and then after that, everything that we were able to achieve came out of freelancing.
We bought a car, we bought a house, all cash. We bought properties and Samal, all cash.
And we're building
Travels.
Travels, and these are some of our travels right here. Okay, so we were able to go back and forth almost every year.
Every birthday of the twins, we were at Disney
In Hong Kong,
because we promised them that every birthday they have, we're going to be at Disney until they say we want to go somewhere else. So yeah, and then pandemic happened, so we weren't able to go. But every birthday since their first birthday or second?
Yeah,
birthday?
first birthday.
Since their first birthday, and now they're 9. They go to Disney.
Yeah, so those were the opportunities that we were able to enjoy because of freelancing. So Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, back and forth, Macau. Those were the things, and we were able to really cherish those moments. And even right now, we're still cherishing moments
Mm.
because they're homeschooled, we're still at home,
Mm.
and all of these things, just like we mentioned earlier, did not happen overnight. We
No.
had to work hard in an internet cafe, and here are some of the pictures of what we did. Okay, so I was able to post this in 2014. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can see that. So this was 2 years after we moved home base, and if you can see that, this is in the middle of the night. Okay, so this was our first
Desktop
desktop
computer,
right here. We bought this for 16,000 pesos, and these were the
MacBook
additional
Pros.
MacBook Pros that we bought after out of freelancing also. And if you can see here, these
Three
are
clients at the same time.
three clients at the same time, all giving
Yeah.
value. All right, so those are some of the pictures, okay, and some of the things that we did in order for us to achieve 250,000. So tip number one, how are you going to achieve that? As you have seen in the picture, is
What- where is it?
here at the bottom.
Oh, at least get at least two clients each. Okay, she had two clients, I had two clients, and then we worked together as a team.
Yeah.
So at the picture that you saw there of me working with three computers. So each computer is a different client, and each client was paying me about $10 an hour. Actually, one of the clients there is hers, which was paying how much?
This was just data entry, so it's probably $5 per hour.
Yeah, and then all of them were 40 hours a week, and so you do the math for that. It's a lot of money actually. So yeah, multiple clients.
You can do that. So, but there's a but to that. Okay, so that just go into multiple. Do something that you can manage. So at least have two clients
Well, make
each.
sure that if you have multiple clients, make sure that you're producing value to all of them. Don't just get hired so you get paid more and you're not producing value. Make sure that you take care of the clients because you want to be fair to them. You don't. The Bible says if you uh, don't do to others what you don't want them to do to you. So if you don't produce value for your clients in return, you're also not going to get the pay that you want. And in return, nobody's also going to want to hire you because everybody knows everybody. You might think it's a big world. No, when people start talking about your character at work,
They're gonna refer you if you're doing a
yes,
good job, and that's
yes,
what happened.
or
To
they're
us.
going to destroy you and say, "Don't hire this person." So
Right. So two clients each. Okay. Make sure that you're able to manage those. Okay. And okay, have two computers at
at
least.
least,
So you have like one client, especially if it's just calls. Okay. Just
Mhm.
like what happened here, one client is just paying you fixed rate 25,000 pesos for the whole month. All you have to do is just sit there when somebody will call. Okay. You answer and give value.
Mhm.
Okay. Fix. Okay, that's easy. Okay, easy money. So two computers will really help you if you're wanting to manage something with hourly, something without hourly. So if you're not working, if it's something that's just managing, probably just receiving calls, you can work something while the calls are not there yet. Okay. And another one is help each other as a couple. So as you can see here, while he's waiting for calls and while he's like waiting for the Craigslist to load, he's doing data entry. Okay, I think our internet back then was only
One
three
one
and
point five
1.5, yeah, one,
Mbps.
and then they upgraded it to 3
Yeah.
Mbps. That was the fastest that we can do. So while this one is receiving calls, this one is like loading in Craigslist, data entry.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this one is not hourly rate, so it's more of fixed. So it's really just maximizing, okay,
Efficiency.
efficiency without compromising value to your client. Okay, so help each other. And in the morning, what I would also do when I'm awake is I would help
Pull
him with his client.
comparables. You pull
Yeah,
comparables for BPO.
BPO. So in the evening, when he's done with calls and he's like turning off everything, it's easy for him to do BPOs or
Mhm.
broker price opinion because the comparables are already there. That's
Yeah.
six sold, six what do you call that?
Uh,
Live, active,
Sold and active.
active. Okay. So help each other. So you can tag team, not just with house chores or not just with work, not just with parenting, but also with clients.
Yeah.
And look at this picture, like it's like at least $20, per
Mhm.
hour because you're maximizing your time. And when you're doing that, make sure also that as a family, you are managing
Managing
costs.
costs. Okay.
Okay. Why is that?
So when you start working for clients, multiple clients, you start making a lot of money, right? But make sure that your living costs is not worth more than what you're making, because it can be very tempting to say, oh, there's money coming in every month, so let's splurge and do all these things that we want. Although it's not wrong, there's always a time for that, but you got to make sure that you're wise with your spending, you're
Mm-hmm.
wise with your saving. Yeah, because as you know, freelancing can sometimes change a lot, and now you're hired tomorrow, or tomorrow you're not. You want to be able to have something to pull when you don't have a client, when it's
You're
December.
still waiting for clients.
Right. It's December and BPO was slow. What do? You have to have a Christmas party, a New Year. You still have money because you're wise with the money that you made all throughout the year. You don't live above what you make. Live under that, even way below that, and all the money goes to your account savings, and for the time your rainy days. So
don't be pressured by society,
yeah,
like everybody's buying this, everybody's buying flowers, everybody's
yeah,
buying plants. Just assume that you're poor, continue to live poor,
yeah.
okay, and then
Well,
don't show everybody that.
I have a friend that said this: the moment you think you're rich, you're poor. You get that? Because when you think you're rich, you buy,
Spend.
accumulate, you spend, you lose it. So
And you have to be wise,
and
because I think the first 2 years of our freelancing, we were like in the malls every day,
every
literally every
it
day.
got to a point where salespersons know us by name, and they're like, "Hey, we have a new stuff," and they would text us, "Hey, it's here," because we buy so many things and that we don't even need. So
Towards the end of the year, we would just do a garage sale
yeah,
because we don't. It's
it's
waste.
not right.
Mhm.
It's
It's
not.
not right.
We changed the way we think, and it really helped us. That's when we truly became wealthy, because it's a change of mindset. Yeah,
You manage your costs. So don't be like, oh, we have 250,000. You will not reach 250,000 a month if your expenses is
yeah,
also 200,000. So you only have actually, you don't count the gross,
mm,
okay? The gross is your overall income. If you take out all of the expenses, it's just actually 50,000, because your spending is also covering your whole relatives, the whole
yeah,
barangay,
yeah.
your friends, your relatives, and your
Don't ever
parents' relatives, okay?
don't ever announce what you're making, because the moment you do, a lot of people will come to help you spend it. Trust me, it happens. They're gonna be like, hey, maybe you can help us too. Maybe this
Utang. Okay, when you
utang.
start posting
Oh man,
something, you start posting this and that, all of your acquaintances will become friends.
yeah.
Okay, so try to be as discreet as possible, as humble as possible, so you will start achieving in, earning your first million, or
Mm.
getting your first car, buying a new house. Because the moment you start not managing your costs, it's
You
all
lose it.
just going away, and you would think like, oh, there's 30,000 coming in, or there's, and you wouldn't be able to really spend the fullness of life. That's why you're freelancing, right? Travel, time freedom, flexibility, quality time.
Yeah,
Those are the whys in freelancing. And if you're not managing your cost, it's going to be stressful,
yeah,
stressful for you,
yeah.
because you've accumulated a lot of debt and you're
Mm.
not able to sustain it. So
Mm.
manage your costs properly. And another one, last one, when it comes to achieving 250,000 pesos a month, is managing quality. So
Mm.
quality when it comes to
I mentioned this earlier, that when you're having multiple clients, make sure you're producing value, quality with your work. Not just Don't just get hired by multiple clients just so you have money. Get hired to produce quality. Remember, these people are entrusting their business to you, and if you don't take care of that, it's always
they'll be
going to
compromised.
come around and
Mm-hmm.
find you. At the end of the day, you will be the one that suffers. It might not be right away, but it will always come around. Okay, you gotta keep that in your head. What you sow, that's what you will reap. So if you sow poor quality work, you will reap that harvest of that. Might not be right away because, as you know, you don't plant and get the fruit tomorrow. But
Yeah.
when it comes, it's gonna be very bad for you. Okay, always produce quality to your clients.
If you're not able to manage quality anymore, like there were incidents that we had 11 clients in total, and we had really bad
Let go.
reviews. You had really bad reviews. So we have to let go. Don't be so um gahaman.
Mm,
Don't be so greedy.
greedy.
Don't be so like, just because you have, the moment you have one client in Upwork or in all of these freelancing sites, and they see that you have experience and you have good
You
reviews,
get hired a lot.
you get hired a lot. You
You
have
actually
a,
don't have to apply for a job
yeah.
anymore. They're going to be sending you invitation to work for them because they see you have experience and you're doing well. But the
It will be like at least 10 applications, 10 invites
invites
or
every
offers
day,
sometimes.
every
Yeah,
day.
every day.
Some clients would even say, I don't mind if you're working for other clients, just work for me because I need your help. But the downside is that your head gets big and you don't produce value anymore. And these clients start to suffer. And then they start talking to other people there about
Or
you,
start giving you bad
bad
reviews.
reviews, and then you lose it.
Mhm. So, one indicator that you're not probably producing value anymore and it's time to stop and let go is when there are deadlines that are not met,
Mm.
when there are clients that are complaining,
Mm.
like, I'm paying you $8 per hour, but I don't see the
Yeah.
value of the outputs that you're sharing. So, that's for you an indicator. Always be client centric. So,
Mm.
when they're starting to complain, that's your indicator that, oh my goodness, I'm not handling this client properly. And you can either let go of the clients. Some of the clients, that's what we did. We let go those that are paying us
Yeah.
$5, $8. So we focused on $10, $20, okay, $15
Mm.
per hour. So that's one thing. You can let go of the other clients,
Yeah.
or you can start hiring people to
Yeah.
help you. So you can, start building your own agency.
Yeah.
And even if you would bring in people, it might be that you're going to start with cousins, relatives, friends. Don't focus on relationship because they might compromise
Uh-huh.
your quality output. Okay, go with your classmates in search. Proven that they're really also giving value, because quality is your long-term indicator in freelancing. The moment you compromise that, the
Yeah.
moment clients will also start letting you go.
True.
All right. So that's it. I hope that you were able to really get a lot of rich output. Okay, when it comes to our topic, freelancing as couples. Are you going to love it or hate it? So in conclusion, do you love it or hate
I
it?
do. I love it. I wouldn't be able to enjoy the milestones that my sons had growing up if it wasn't for freelancing. I wouldn't be able to pay the hospital bill for having twins if it wasn't for freelancing. We were able to leave the hospital without debt.
Any debt? Yeah.
I was in the ICU and we had to pay 300,000 pesos. We left without debt. I just, what, a few months ago, I was admitted to the hospital. We paid another 300,000 pesos. It didn't hurt because we were able to save. We have some money. And I'm really just grateful for the opportunity that God opened up for us through freelancing. And it's been an amazing journey, really. I love it. There are circumstances, there are challenges, but the challenges are nothing compared to what you're able to enjoy as far as working online. It's not everybody can work online. Not everybody has good English communication skill. Not everybody is as techie as a lot of you guys are. So you're blessed that you can do this. You make sure you take care of that blessing, because the moment that, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but in the Bible there's a parable of gifts, and to the people that were not
Their
faithful
talents.
with the talent that they were given, even what they had was taken away from them. But to the one that was faithful with the talent that he was given, he was even
It's gonna
increased
grow
more. Yeah.
and
So
become a global company.
yeah. So make sure that you take care of this opportunity that you have right now, and don't take it for granted. Really, I promise you, if you take care of it, it's gonna bless you even more.
I've been flushing some of the names. Hi to everybody watching. Here's one question. Maybe you'd like to answer. Coach, any sign if we need to quit our corporate job? Mahirap kasi pag mag-resign na kami, kawawa yung family namin. Walang stable clients.
Okay. So my advice is that if you don't have a stable client, then keep your your job,
Corporate
your
job.
local job
Mhm.
here. Only quit when you know that you have a stable client and it's gonna be stable for, let's say, a year or two, because then it's gonna give you good footing.
Mhm.
So when they say, okay, this project is done, it'd be easy for you to find another client because you already have that year long experience. But if it's not stable yet, keep your job. Um,
Go for project based,
yeah, and then
go for
just
milestones.
consider freelancing as a side hustle, and then at least you have a monthly income that is for sure coming because you have a corporate job. So
So signs for you to quit is when your freelancing side hustle is stable enough to cover for your
yeah,
expenses. And again, always have two clients. So when one will let you go
you
because
still
of
have
end of
one.
contract, you still have one. You still have something to pay bills and everything. Thank you, Floor. Hi, Bo. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and flush these people who are with us. Multitasking here, making portfolio, watching live video, and listening to YouTube music while babysitting. Okay, you're already learning the
That's how you
ways
do it.
of freelancing. Okay, so thank you for everybody. To all of
Hey,
these.
Lorenzo.
Okay. Thanks Coach Jay and Coach Chris for inspiring. Goal rin namin ni Wifey na mag-freelance both. Enrolled in online bookkeeping course just tonight. Follow up lang si Wifey. Very good.
Yeah,
We highly commend that you are going to freelance with your spouse. It's not just about money or income. It's about the life that we're
partnership.
living. No, the life that we're living. Life is just too quick. Okay, I'm already 40 years old.
No,
Coach Jay is 41. No.
no, I'm 35.
I'm 5 years older. Okay, I don't know if you noticed that because I'm younger. Okay, I look
Look
young.
young.
Okay, but we were able to really cherish life the best way possible. I don't know if you believe us, but most of the time we're in bed just talking.
Yeah,
Okay, just like talking about life, talking about gratefulness, and I really appreciate it. And our kids are like coming and embracing us and hugging us. That's the life that I want to live. It's not just about the money, but
yeah,
the freedom, the quality of life that freelancing will bring. So kudos to you,
yeah.
Benji and
Good job,
Wifey.
guys. Good job.
And I hope others will be encouraged to do the same as well. Not right away, maybe a
Takes
year from
time.
now,
Mm.
you're going to consider doing that. Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
We really
Danya.
have to work. Maybe. Hi, Danya. So Danya is one of our featured students. Okay. So yep. Maybe. She just been getting clients recently, so I think she's still
Good
working
job.
on the work
Very
life
well.
balance. Hi, coach. Just want to ask if clients in Upwork, for example, are aware that freelancers are working not only for one client. Is it okay to let them know specifically during the interview stage?
Yeah. It's better to always be honest. As long here's what we say: get multiple clients, but don't forget to also make sure that the schedule of work is not conflicting, right? When I show you the picture, when I showed you the picture of me working for multiple clients, one was my client, the other was another client that doesn't have screenshots, and
Yeah.
then other one was Grace's, and
That's just
so
like that, no screenshot at all.
right, so it's not conflicting. Yeah, they are fine with you working for multiple clients as long as you're honest and you promise them that, again, I'm gonna produce value. Don't worry that I have other clients. They understand that. I mean, in the US, that's basically how they do it. You work at 7-Eleven, and then at this certain hour you go to another workplace. You can do that. So it's fine. Just be honest with it. If they don't like it, then fine. You'll find somebody else.
Yeah, that's why it's called freelancing.
Mm.
So, if they're a little bit concerned, this is what I did. Okay, I'm sharing you tips. This is what we did. If they're concerned with your time availability, don't focus on the clients that you already have right now. Don't communicate that. Focus on your time availability. You
Yeah.
can mention, they're going to ask you, so do you have clients right now? You can say that, yes, I have, but I still have 10 hours
Yeah.
that I can commit to this project on a weekly basis. So
Mm.
focus on the
Availability.
availability. Okay, so that's when you're going to get the clients. Hi to you. We have people watching from Facebook,
Rihanna.
YouTube.
Pakistan.
Hi to everybody, all freelancers in Pakistan, in the Philippines. I know Anne is from Italy. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
these are search.
Search.
Okay. Um, Contract writer.
Nice.
Okay, nice one. Okay. I think this is a question here. Is it possible to have same start sabay ng clients ng Upwork kahit may time tracker?
No,
No.
no.
It should be one platform at the same time. It's not like
Or if you have two clients from Upwork, it should be on different times.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like one client in Upwork here, another client Upwork. Upwork will only cover one. We've tried that. We tried that. We tried all the tricks. Okay, so it's not. So again, it's all about producing value because you can really produce value when both screenshots are
Or you
happy.
can do this. You can create two profiles on Upwork, and then use two computers and work on those together.
Yeah, if you're not gonna be caught. Okay. All right. So yep, stay quiet and be rich. It's not about living life for other people. Okay.
About
So
you. You
freelancers,
don't live to please people by what you have achieved. Live to enjoy your life. Because
it's
to
not
be honest,
your earnings
people
are not for other people.
yeah, and then to be honest, either people don't care or people will only get jealous and basically think negative things about you. So just live your life.
Yeah. So be the new rich, okay? Just quiet, just discreet, not overspending, okay? Bim here is saying uninstall Shopee. I'm gonna highlight Bim right here. Bim is actually also a freelancer, and I really commend her because she also started from a peso net.
Yeah.
Okay, and when she started, and her husband was working, I think in
Overseas.
Manila or something like
Is that
far.
overseas?
I think in Manila.
Manila.
And the moment, like, she was just like jumping into the opportunity. The moment she got one client in a peso net, and it was even part time, she had her husband go back home, and now they're together. Bem has now her own laptop, okay, her own internet. I see her often posting, here and there. So congratulations, and yeah, we've had a lot of students here also really cherishing the perks of freelancing. Rich values, you're welcome, Omar. Okay, I'm just sharing all of the comments in order to highlight you guys, and thank you for being with us. Yeah, in answer to that, I don't know, Coach Jay did not mention, but he's actually he worked as a DJ. Okay, from
Yeah.
accent, sir.
Accent. Yes. Well, my English, I didn't learn it from school because, to be honest, I was never in any class. I would only show up at school for basketball practice because I was in varsity. That's high school and college. And then when I was 14, I lived with Americans until I was like maybe 20, 22, 23. And then that's when I started working for a radio station, and then a TV station, and then more radio, more hosting. So I probably learned the way I talk, well, just by being with Americans, just by experience.
So
If you have met me before, you'd probably laugh with the way I talk because it sounds terrible, but you learn as you go.
So I think that's an encouragement, to you guys that English can be learned, and
Yeah.
accent
Oh,
can,
yeah.
so don't be like having these excuses that I'm not good with English or I don't know how to communicate. It can be learned.
Or
It
just
can-
embrace your accent. You're Filipino. Just
Yeah.
embrace the accent. What's wrong with that? Indians don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anybody around the world. Niche ng husband mo, real estate
Real
virtual
estate.
assistant. Real estate.
Real estate and being awesome.
And yeah, so that's why he's also teaching real estate virtual assistants. Paano malaman if stable ang client na makukuha nakuha namin? If they're paying
Contract.
paying you on a monthly basis. So you should
Sign a
have-
contract too that says how long it will be.
All right, thank you. Okay, another question here. I have a corporate job in daytime, providing solutions to clients at night. Very good. Good job, Rena. Okay. Thank you, Anna. Okay, so I think, right? So,
And a tip.
mm,
Wow, Japan. Hey.
okay, everybody watching us, watching while doing
SEO
SEO
portfolio.
portfolio too. Okay, and I think Ferdinand also starts having invites, and it's also a part of the apprenticeship program in SEO. Okay, we love you, Bem. Okay.
Oh, crying.
Any tip for Amazon virtual assistant? there are a lot of Amazon virtual assistants right now. Maybe go deeper, okay, into different niches like FBA, Amazon. Also learn other. Maybe build your portfolio.
Mm.
Okay, so that's very important because the competition is tough and there are a lot of demands as a lot of business owners are going into the Amazon or the e-commerce world. But your portfolio will make sure that you're above the rest.
Yeah.
Okay, it will
Look into drop
differentiate.
shipping.
Yeah, drop shipping and other things. Okay, been wanting to be a freelancer but never had the courage to start yet. Just resign from work because they are going back to the office setup. How to get
Mm.
rid of fear? Okay.
Basically, Kai, is that right?
Yep.
Kai, it's faith. You will never know until you really just go for it. You know, and I promise you this: it will not be easy the first few months. When I started working online, it took me about 2 3 months to get hired. Um, but again, there is always success if you put your back into it. But if you do it lackadaisically, of course, you're not going to succeed. And so, if you don't want to go back to office setting, then put your time, your effort into
Yeah.
building your
Train.
portfolio. Train,
Mm-hmm.
get some training, build your portfolio, build your online presence, and then start applying for jobs. And again, it's not going to be easy at first, but the moment you get your first, it just goes from there, snowballs from there. So
I hope that helps you guys. So get trained, okay? Find a coach that will be dedicated to your journey, that will give you feedback, that will guide you in the process. So you're a little bit more confident because again, the fear might be coming from you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how it's done, and the
yeah.
competition is tough. But if you are trained properly, you know the skills, you
Hmm.
are confident in going out there and showing your skills because you know how it's being done.
Yeah.
So get trained, find a coach, find a freelancing community.
Yeah.
How to be okay, you po okay, very good.
Practice really. And then again, I wanna stress this. If you have an accent, embrace your accent. You don't have to sound like a native speaker. Okay, you're not a native American. You're not a native speaker of
It's
English.
their issue.
It's not a problem. Okay, it really is not a problem. You just embrace it and be yourself. The problem is if you're trying too hard, and then the client can really hear that you really have this thick accent, but you're trying to hide it, like what Jokoi was saying in one of his shows with his uncle. Then that makes it really look bad for you. But if you just embrace it and just be who you are, you'll be fine.
Basic communication skills is
Yeah,
what you need. And I think we all learn that if you're Filipinos, Pakistanis, Indians, okay, wherever you're freelancing, we probably have
yeah,
learned that in school. So be confident. And
confident with
again,
that.
practice, practice, practice. Watch English movies, write journals in
Read.
English, read a lot,
Um,
talk to the mirror.
what I
Those are
helped me before, 'cause this is true. When I started learning how to talk in English with a proper accent, right? I would listen to how the people would say it, like Americans, and then in my head I would play it over and over and over again. Oh, he said, uh, for example, I'm trying to, or they would say, I'm trying to. Oh,
mm,
so they said, I'm trying to do this, and until you get used to how it sounds in your head, and then you'll be able to speak it. Um,
just like when you're watching Korean movies,
yeah,
and then you're like, rasa sayo.
yeah, yeah.
You learn
Example,
things because
example.
you're yeah, when you expose yourself to it, okay, and you become more confident. Okay, I feel down, ang hirap at first, lalo na before, just to go back how you guys started. It inspires
Well,
me.
I'm glad that it helps
There
you.
is light if you
Mm.
really work hard. Okay, so we started an internet cafe. I
She
highlight.
was. Let me say this: we started at an internet cafe. We don't have any money, only enough to pay for the hour that we're working, and she was pregnant. And when you're pregnant, you get thirsty, you get hungry, and she was like, "I'm thirsty. We don't have money for water. I have to run back home to get her a bottle of water
So we don't have money for
because we don't
water.
have money for extra. We only have money to pay for the internet cafe. So it was difficult, and it was very challenging. But again, put your back into it, you will succeed.
Do the work, do
Yeah.
the work. It's really going to pay off, and in freelancing it's really going to work to reward you properly.
Mm.
It's not like other politics in an office setting where you're working really hard, but others are just sleeping, but you get paid the same,
Yeah.
right? In freelancing, the more hours that you're going to put in, it's going to also reward you. Okay. Inspiring talk. What's the best advice to people who want to start freelancing besides the skills? What do you think people need in order to to succeed in freelancing?
Get over your skepticism. I know there's still a lot of people that are skeptical about working online. Oh, that's not stable. Oh, well, it's stable enough for us to be living this kind of life. Yeah, you'll lose clients, you'll get hired again, but that's just how it is. That's why it's called freelancing. But if you're not afraid of being rejected and applying for a job over and over and over again, then yes, you'll succeed in it.
You'll gain experience, you'll gain authority, and that will bring in a lot more opportunities for you.
Mm.
So yeah, just stepping the first part, or like stepping into the first part of the journey, the commitment, and after that you can find training anywhere, you can build
Yep.
skills anywhere. It's just really the mindset and the heart to not give up. You're welcome, Kai. Okay, how do you manage your time with clients and students while having to manage your agency?
Um, right now, I don't have clients anymore. I'm only focusing with running this surge, and writing songs and going to school. Grace is focused on managing surge, going to school, and
Our
being my
clients
wife.
are now managed by a team in
Uh,
Surge Marketplace, and they are now given to our students or our
Students.
graduates.
We get invitation to work for them. We give them to our students. So, but as far as managing clients and
Business and agency.
business and all that stuff, character, just really need to produce value. And if you have too many clients already that you can't produce value, you have to let go. Doesn't matter how bad it hurts because you're losing money. You'd rather keep a good name than make money for a short time and then lose all of it because clients starts talking about you and saying, this.
Bad service.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So another probably, Helen, is you identify your what are your priorities.
Mm.
So for us before, like we were a part of a school, we were a part of a youth group, we were a part of a lot of other things. So we
Mm.
have to let go and really focus on what matters in life for
Yeah.
us, and it's our family, our business, the community that we are serving. We serve a community that ministers to the human traffic, to orphanage. I mean,
And
to the orphans. That's just basically what our life.
and through Surge, encouraging parents to be parents, be home with their kids, with their spouses, and make money.
So learn to say no, prioritize. My husband, developer, and I, QA tester, are in a corporate IT industry for 5 years. Been planning to do freelancing, but he's hesitant. You will do well. You
If
will
you're in
do-
the IT industry already for 5 years, you
And
do
QT.
really well.
Yeah, I would probably suggest go ahead and create an account, while you're
Yeah.
still in the office. Start applying while you're still in the office. Optimize your profiles based on your experiences from the office work, because that can be
Mm.
carried, that's still experience.
That'd be
And
very easy for you.
it will be very easy for you because you're already having all of these experiences. And developers are earning probably 50.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at
We
least
had-
50,000 a
We
month.
had one student before. I think she was a developer too, right? And she was hired by a client to create this website and all this content here.
Emails,
Everything.
automations, websites,
And-
landing pages.
Yeah, and I kid you not, in just one day, she was paid 1 million pesos. I am not lying. This is true.
She basically set up a whole company from website to emails to email signatures to everything, and she worked for 1 month. Okay, all of it. She worked for like emails, social medias, and she was paid 1 million.
A
So
million.
she became
That's just
an
the initial.
overnight millionaire.
But that's just the initial payment. She still has more collectibles from that client until when she's finished with a setup. So we were like, oh my goodness, wow, how did
Back then we were not millionaires yet. You're
yeah,
like,
we
oh
were
my goodness, our
jealous.
students are like having this million like over
Yeah,
literally overnight. Like she
overnight.
showed her name is Irene. Okay, when we posted that one, like she was
She said to just cover
blocked
my
by a
name
lot, and
because
she like we
yeah.
had to cover her name. We had to like protect her, yeah, because she was literally an overnight millionaire. Okay, um,
Christine, that's the way to go. Practice through listening.
yeah, a quick question again. How do you handle a disorganized client in a sense that she's not clear in giving instructions and keeps on changing?
Communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate. And then if you have to even get to a part where you tell them, okay, hey, your instructions are very much unclear
Hmm.
and it's very
It doesn't work
difficult.
for me.
It's not going to work for me if you keep doing it this way. If you have to say it, just say it, and then find another client. If I have to, I'm going to have to let go because I can't work like this. I've had clients before that I have to talk to, and I said, hey, if you're going to keep micromanaging me, I can't work this way. I have,
And they like it that way because
yeah,
that's their culture.
yeah.
So it's not being disrespectful. It's just a matter of being clear and
Mm.
really
Telling them what works for you and
mhm,
how you could be more what do you call it,
productive, or
productive. Okay.
that's really going to help both of your relationship. Can you describe a situation where you experience a bad irate client? How do you handle that?
um just remember that even if they're irate and they're yelling at you, they're thousands of miles away. There's nothing they can do. They can't also sue you because you're in the Philippines. So if you can't handle their temper anymore, quit. Find another. You're a freelancer, right? They don't have the rights to hold you or to abuse you with words or the way you're being treated. Find someone else to work for. It might take a while, but just it's better to have a healthy mind,
Wellness, mental health.
wellness. Yeah, then
Yeah, there are really clients like that. Like I can recall having one client who taught me about video marketing and
Mm,
networking and like the advanced social media. It was a little bit stressful for me, and every time he would have this call, he would be like cussing
mm,
and using words, and you can really she's like transferring all the stress
yeah,
like right from the screen going to
yeah.
me, and I was
And then
like
and then the funny part is that her product was about
coaching
Zen
and
and
like
coaching and good life,
life and
mental health.
but like off the camera, she's like, "Wow!" She would
Mm,
literally shout and all.
yeah,
So I had to leave. It wasn't doing well. Even if she was paying me really good, I think it was $8 per hour, and I was working full time. But it wasn't helping me. Managing stress, and that's probably an example where you manage stress and you have to let go of
yeah.
clients. So it's eventually your overall personality and wellness. Course would you recommend for newbie?
Freelancing course.
Freelancing course. The freelancing course is our start to success. Everything is there, like from the whole
It's,
setup,
it's
creating
foundational.
foundational to learning skills, digital marketing skills. So you're competitive. You're welcome. Okay, I think this is our last question. Aside from Upwork and LinkedIn, what are other websites we can visit to search for jobs as a freelancer? You can also consider Fiverr, freelancer.com, Outsourcely, Hubstaff Talent. Visit
Online job.
Facebook, onlinejobs.ph. There are a lot of Facebook groups that are also hiring. Even Job Street. Okay, there are also local companies that are hiring a work from home setup. So yeah, those are some of the opportunities that you can do right now. All right, so I think we don't have other questions. Thank you very much for joining us, and I
Yeah,
hope
to those
that
that we weren't able to mention your names, we're sorry. There's too many, but thank you for joining us tonight.
we appreciate you guys
Yeah.
wherever you are. Please let us know in the comment section, or feel free to email us or connect with us. We are in our different social media sites. Our
Yeah.
social media sites are at Surge Digital, okay, or at Surge Marketplace, okay, and you can email me at grace@filipinovirtualassistance.com. Let us know how we can help you. We
Yeah.
hope that this conversation has given you a lot of tips on how you can freelance and
Mm.
appreciate life as a freelancing couple. Okay, I hope that you're gonna love it and transition
Uh,
to it later on, benefit from it.
yeah, and if you guys think that you enjoyed this kind of talk,
Mm.
this kind of setting, and then you have a topic that you want us to talk about, let us know, and then we'll consider it and see when we can talk about it online with you guys.
So thank you very much. This is Coach Grace
That's
and
Jay.
Jay. We are
Yep.
the owners of Surge Marketplace, and we hope you a happy
Valentine's
Valentine's.
is done.
It's done. It was yesterday, but Happy Hearts Day still,
Yeah.
and cherish love with the people that you love. All
Hope this
right,
was helpful, and I hope this gives you guys an idea on how to do it and how to tackle it, the hate it and the love it part. You have a
because
great night.
it's beautiful with
Yeah,
freelancing. Still.
yeah, she's beef.
Bye. God bless you all.
Bless you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.